Scene script. Greetings, fellow preppers nationwide. Are we truly prepared for what's coming in the next few weeks? We're living in a time where the world around us is changing at a pace that's nothing short of extraordinary. The winds of change are blowing, and they're bringing with them challenges that could disrupt our way of life in ways we've never seen before. The signs are all there, clear as day, and they're signaling a call to action for every one of us. Let's take a moment to consider three key challenges that are on the horizon. First, there's the economic landscape and evolving consumer trends. Personal savings are dwindling at an alarming rate. The average American's nest egg could disappear in just a few short months. It's a stark reminder that it's time for us to take a good hard look at our financial emergency plans. Next up, we're staring at the face of the great trucking recession. The trucking industry is the backbone of our supply chains, and it's in a state of turmoil. Any disruption in this sector could lead to delays or even shortages in the essentials we rely on every day. And finally, we're dealing with the very real threat of bank failures. With the mortgage crisis looming large and an increase in cyber attacks on financial institutions, we need to be ready to face the potential fallout. These challenges aren't just hypothetical scenarios, they're real and they're knocking on our door right now. But being a prepper isn't just about foreseeing challenges, it's about being ready to face them head on. It's about having a plan in place and the will to carry it out. It's not merely about having a stockpile of food and water, it's about being ready for anything. It's about being prepared to adapt, to weather the storm, and to come out on the other side stronger and more resilient than ever before. It's about being a prepper. Personal savings are plummeting, and this is a critical situation. It's not just about numbers in a bank account, it's about the ability to weather unexpected storms and maintain a semblance of normality when everything else seems to be spiraling. Financial emergency plans are no longer a luxury, they've become a necessity. They are the lifeboats in our economic Titanic. It's prudent to diversify your savings, perhaps even considering precious metals as a hedge against inflation. Additionally, having a stash of cash at home could be beneficial. After all, in times of crises, ATMs and banks may not always be accessible or reliable. The real estate market, a once trusted bastion of investment stability, is hitting a rough patch. Property values are fluctuating like a ship in stormy seas, and it's causing many to rethink their investment strategies. If you're considering property as part of your prepping, perhaps it's wise to wait for calmer waters. In an unstable economy, downsizing or rethinking property investments could be smart moves. The automotive industry is also facing a bumpy road ahead. There's a growing trend of people surrendering their cars, unable to keep up with payments in the face of economic turmoil. This is a wake-up call for all of us, emphasizing the importance of prepping on a budget. It's time to prioritize, to focus on the essentials. We need to make sure we have access to clean water, basic food supplies, first aid essentials, and means of personal protection. A shiny new car won't be much use if we don't have these essentials in place. Now let's take a moment to talk about consumer trends. The economic challenges have forced many of us to tighten our belts and rethink our spending habits. There's a shift towards more conservative spending, with needs taking precedence over wants. This is a good habit to cultivate, not only for your wallet but also for your survival strategy. It's about being savvy, hunting for the best deals, buying in bulk, and making every dollar count. The challenges we're facing are not just economic. They're also about our way of life. The world is changing rapidly, and we need to adapt. Traditional banking is giving way to online platforms, but in the face of potential cyber threats, it may be wise to keep a portion of your emergency fund in cash. Prepping on a budget becomes not just a strategy, but a necessity. In the face of these economic challenges and shifting consumer trends, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about being adaptable, resilient, and prepared. It's about understanding the landscape, making informed decisions, and taking proactive steps to secure our future. Remember, it's not the strongest who survive, but those most responsive to change. So let's be responsive. Let's be prepared, because in the face of uncertainty, preparedness is power. Downsizing or rethinking property investments in an unstable economy could be smart moves. Our survival strategy must be as dynamic and adaptable as the challenges we face. Let's face the future with confidence, armed with knowledge, preparation, and a will to survive. The current state of the trucking industry is a red flag waving at us. To understand the gravity of the situation, we need to recognize that trucking is the lifeblood of our supply chains. Everything from the food we eat to the clothes we wear, and the gasoline we fill our cars with, is transported by trucks. They are the unsung heroes who keep our shelves stocked and our lives running smoothly. But what happens when the wheels of these massive 18-wheelers stop turning? We're potentially looking at a domino effect of delays and shortages. A disruption in trucking doesn't just mean your Amazon package will take a few extra days to arrive. It could mean grocery stores running out of fresh produce, pharmacies lacking essential medication, and gas stations drying up. It's a scenario we need to be prepared for. So what can we do? First and foremost, take stock of your supplies. Do you have enough food and water to last you for a few weeks or even a few months? What about medical supplies or other daily necessities? If the answer is no, consider increasing your stockpile. Remember, it's not about hoarding, it's about smart planning. Next, let's talk about diesel. California's recent decision to phase out diesel by 2036 is a significant move that signals changes in energy sources. Now you might be thinking, that's over a decade away, why should I care? Well, the transition won't happen overnight. Over the years, as the state shifts towards cleaner energy, we could see a ripple effect on fuel prices and availability nationwide. How does this affect us? Well, imagine a scenario where fuel becomes more expensive or even scarce. Those road trips might become a luxury, and the cost of goods transported by trucks could skyrocket. So it could be wise to consider options for storing extra fuel safely and legally. It's always prudent to have a backup plan, but it's not just about fuel. The shift away from diesel could also impact the trucking industry itself. A transition to electric trucks could mean an upheaval in the industry, with potential job losses and companies going under. It's a change that could shake the very backbone of our supply chains, and we need to be ready for it. The bottom line is, the trucking recession is not a distant possibility, it's a reality that we need to confront. And while it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the enormity of the situation, remember that preparation is half the battle won. With trucking challenges, what you want may not be brought into the stores anymore. Purchase items of need sooner than later. Be proactive, be prepared, and most importantly, stay informed. After all, knowledge is our best weapon in these uncertain times. We're in a rough patch, and bank failures coupled with a mortgage crisis are real concerns. It's not just about the numbers on a screen, it's about the tangible impact on our lives. Our financial security is at risk, and we need to take proactive measures to protect ourselves. It's wise to think about diversifying your assets. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as the saying goes. Consider tangible investments that aren't as susceptible to fluctuations in the financial market. Land, for instance, is a solid investment. It's a resource that retains its value and offers a multitude of uses, from farming to housing. Precious metals like gold and silver are another viable option. They have intrinsic value and have historically been a hedge against inflation and economic downturns. But it's not just about where you put your money, it's also about how you protect it. The increase in cyber attacks on financial institutions is a stark reminder that our digital assets are vulnerable. Cybersecurity is no longer optional, it's a necessity. It's crucial to safeguard your personal information and be vigilant about where and how you share it. And while we're on the topic of protection, let's talk about the importance of a financial preparedness strategy. This isn't just about having enough money to get by, it's about having a plan that covers all aspects of your financial life. It's about knowing where your money is going, what your expenses are, and how you can cut back if needed. Start with a solid budget. Prioritize your needs over your wants. Cut out unnecessary spending. It's surprising how much we can save by making minor adjustments to our daily habits. Next, consider how you can increase your income streams. Are there skills you can monetize? Can you take on a part-time job or start a side business? Remember, every little bit helps. And don't forget about your emergency fund. This is a stash of cash set aside to cover unexpected expenses. But unlike your regular savings, consider keeping a portion of your emergency fund in physical cash. In an age where everything is becoming digital, it's easy to overlook the value of having cash on hand. But in a crisis situation when digital systems may be compromised, cash could be your lifeline. So, diversify your assets, invest in tangible goods, protect your digital assets, revisit your financial preparedness strategy, prioritize needs over wants, increase your income streams, and keep some cash on hand. These are simple, actionable steps that can make a significant difference in your financial security. It's about being proactive, not reactive. It's about preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. Remember, spreading risk across different places and keeping some emergency funds in cash can be smart moves. Because when it comes to your financial security, it's better to be safe than sorry. Personal savings are taking a hit, leading to more conservative spending. It's a hard truth we're all dealing with, but it's also a reality check that's pushing us to reassess our priorities. It's crucial now more than ever to distinguish between our wants and our needs. That brand new gadget might be enticing, but is it more important than a stockpile of canned goods or a reliable water filter? The answer is clear. When it comes to preparing for the future, the old adage, buy in bulk, rings true, especially in these uncertain times. Buying in bulk not only saves money in the long run but also ensures that you have a steady supply of essentials for an extended period. You'd be surprised at how much you can save on items like rice, pasta, canned goods, and even toilet paper when you buy them in larger quantities. But it's not just about stocking up on goods. It's also about keeping an eye on the broader economic indicators. We're talking about things like inflation rates, unemployment figures, and even global political tensions. These factors can give us a heads up on what's to come, allowing us to adjust our plans and strategies accordingly. One way to navigate these turbulent times is to arm yourself with valuable skills. These can serve dual purposes. They can be useful in survival situations, and they can also open up employment opportunities. Skills like carpentry, gardening, or even basic mechanics can be valuable assets when the going gets tough. So why not invest some time in learning something new? It could be a game changer in the long run. In today's interconnected world, global cyber threats are a reality we can't ignore. Financial institutions are prime targets, and a successful attack could have far-reaching consequences. That's why it's important to stay updated on cybersecurity issues, protect your personal information, and consider traditional methods like cash and physical assets. And let's not forget the declining tax revenues. Governments around the world are feeling the squeeze, which could lead to cuts in public services or hikes in taxes. It's another reason to be financially prudent and prepared. The challenges are real, but they're not insurmountable. You've got the tools and the knowledge to face them head on. The key is to stay informed, to be adaptable, and to keep a clear head. Build a sensible stockpile of essentials, focusing on what you truly need. And remember, think locally for your needs. Support your local community, and they'll support you. The future might be uncertain, but with the right preparation we can face it with confidence. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. After all, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. Stay informed, build a sensible stockpile of essentials, and think locally for your needs. All right, folks, that's it for today's session. Until next time, stay safe, stay prepared, and remember, we're all in this together. Understand financial market swings, or at the very least, the basics. That's the key takeaway from today's discussion. We've examined the economic challenges and consumer trends that are reshaping our world, the shifts in the trucking industry that could disrupt our supply chains, and the alarming rise in bank failures. To navigate these uncertain waters, preparation is paramount. It's not just about stockpiling food and water, it's about adopting a holistic approach to readiness. Diversify your assets, keep an eye on global tensions, and beef up your skill sets. Prioritize needs over wants, be savvy in hunting for the best deals, and consider traditional methods like cash and physical assets. Remember, staying flexible and informed about energy options is crucial. And most importantly, always stay updated on cybersecurity to safeguard personal information. The world is changing rapidly, but by staying prepared and informed, we can face any challenge head on. We're all in this together. With that said, see you on the next one.